All right, we're gonna show you how to vacuum your new pool. First thing you're gonna need is a vac head provided, a vac hose, and your pole. We're gonna start by attaching the blue side or the swivel side to the vac head and to the pole. We're gonna put the hose in the water and we're gonna leave the vac head facing upward so you can relieve any air out of the system. Your pool is going to come with 2 vacuum plates and 1 plug. These are going to go in the skimmers, plug the water, and then redirect all of the suction to just the vac head. But before we do that, we need to decide which skimmer we're going to vacuum out of. The skimmer that we're not vacuuming out of, we're going to take the basket out of using the 2 lines right here, or flat sides of the circle. We're going to put this into the skimmer. We'll feel the suction pull it down, and we're going to plug the one that we're not using to vacuum. Now, before we connect the hose to this vac plate and into the skimmer, we need to relieve the air out of the hose, make sure that it's all water. To do that, the quickest way is just to hold it up to a return fitting on the pool. You should see at the back head, air and bubbles escaping. Your entire hose should sink like this. Coming back over, we're going to leave this basket in, the one we're vacuuming, flat sides of the basket, of the plate. Connect our hose. Now we're ready to vacuum. Vacuuming, we're just going to flip this back over and move in slow motion. Make sure we can pick up all the dirt. Vacuum as needed. When we're done vacuuming, we're going to tilt the head back up. We're going to disconnect the vac plates and the hose. If we can't get the vac plates off due to the pressure, we'll turn the pool off or put it in service mode, and that'll release the pressure of the vac plates. We always want to make sure we disconnect the vac hose from the skimmers first before we pull it out of the pool. That way our pump doesn't suck a bunch of air into the system. All right, with the vac plates out, now we're ready to pull the hose out of the pool. Disconnect everything. We can put our skimmer baskets back in and enjoy our pool.
So now that we've cleaned the pool, the next step would be to clean the filter. So first thing we're going to want to do is put your pool into service mode. Once we're in service mode, we'll hear the pump shut off. That means all the water is no longer flowing through our equipment, and we're ready to clean the filter. We recommend doing this once every 2 weeks in the spring and fall, and about once a month during the summertime. First things first is to relieve some of that pressure. We're going to open this air intake, and next we'll unscrew these unions. All right, now that we've got all these unions off, we will come back here. This is the main drain port where all your sand and dirt is gonna collect, so we'll wanna pop that open. You'll probably notice some dirt and sand pouring out of there. Perfectly normal. We wanna make sure this thing's nice and clean for the next time that we fire it up. Once we have that last one off, we'll go ahead and lift the lid from these down here, never from the top. And find a nice place to set this while we clean. And here you'll see we got our 2 filters. So we'll go ahead and pull those out. Now that we got our hose, we'll go ahead and make sure we're getting all that dirt and everything out of the cartridges. And I find it easier to start at the top and work your way down. You can see some of that dirt already flowing down towards the bottom. So you want to hit that last because that's where a lot of it gets collected. Now that we got our filters clean, we'll want to make sure that this rubber gasket here is also clean. If there's any sediments or anything like that on there, it'll have the lid will have trouble seating properly, and you might notice a few leaks. Sometimes this guy will pop off, not a problem. You'll just pop it right back into here. And then you will align, you'll see here on the top, there's an arrow, and that will go with the flow. So you align that towards the plumbing that comes out of the filter. On that arrow, you'll notice there's a hole in the bottom. That arrow on the top just helps you better align it with the holes that are in the bottom of the filter. So once you have the basin hosed out, we can go ahead and put our drain plug back in. Screws right on the back here. Nice and just hand tight. Then we'll go ahead and grab our lid. It can really face any direction, but keep in mind whichever way this is pointing, we're gonna have water coming out of. So point it away from anything that you prefer not to get wet, including yourself. Next, we take these and we'll throw them back on. These turn till they're hand tight as well. And I've found it best to kind of go catty corner with them, just so it all seats properly. Now we'll go ahead and open our pump basket. Give this guy a lift. And you want to make sure that this is all cleared out too. Whatever your skimmer baskets don't catch, this guy will. So you want to get that out, rinse her off, make sure she's nice and clean. And then you'll pop it back in, and this inlet needs to align with this union on the pump, otherwise it will not seat properly. Once we have our basket back in, make sure the gasket's clear of any sort of debris, keeping it airtight. If it feels a little dirty, you can absolutely hose it off real quick and it should get a nice seal on it. And then we're ready to turn our pool back on. So we'll come back over here to the panel, go back to service mode, and we'll throw on auto. While that's turning on, we still have this open. You'll hear air releasing, doing exactly what you want it to. Once we see water, we know that we're good. There's no more air in the system, and you're ready to sweat.